Hello everybody, welcome. We are live again, and I just want to invite you all to this video, this show. It's the Shaw Show episode 3 of a series of interviews that I'm going to be doing with inspiring individuals that I've met online. And on the first episode we had Arnold Thompson on how he basically turned $1,000. Then we had Paul Hornsey Pannell, which is an author that is doing really well at the minute. And obviously this is the third episode, guys. And tonight's special guest that we have on tonight, I'm really pleased to have him on the show tonight. We're just waiting for him to come up on the live. See how we can do it. We've approved it. Oh, hang on a minute. I don't know if we can do it now.
Hey,
Stephen Hooley is on the show. We've finally got him on.
Sorry, some technical
After all of the technical difficulties we were having, guys, absolute pleasure to have this man on. Stephen Hooley, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can get this shared out to everybody and everything.
Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, anyone that's obviously watching this live on my profile,
yeah,
if you can share this video on your profile, guys. Let's get this reached out to everybody.
Yeah, I'm going.
Just going to say a few highs on the comments. Excellent. Hi, Stephen, says Sarah. Stu says hello. Hello, Stu. Hello to everyone that is watching the video tonight. This live broadcast with Stephen. He's took his time out, guys, to join us on the Shaw Show tonight. Just like to say thanks to everyone that's obviously liking, commenting, and sharing my videos over the last week or so. And Mr. Christopher Lester, hi James. He's obviously jumped on board as well. So Stephen, you've been pretty busy lately, right?
Oh yeah, it's been pretty busy lately.
Good stuff. Good stuff. How's all the sharing going? You pretty up to scratch now?
Yep, we just got it shared to the web analyzer group.
Okie doke.
So we've got it in, and I think we're ready to rock and roll.
Ready to rock and roll, lock and load. Here we go. So, guys, thanks very much for obviously joining us. We have Stephen as a guest on the Shaw Show tonight, live Saturday night, where I am. Steve, where are you? And what time is it where you are?
I'm in Utah. It's about 11:07 a.m. my time. I'm Mountain Standard.
Okay, so you're still in the morning, obviously.
Still in the morning. We haven't quite reached noon yet. Yeah.
Yeah, we're about ready to have a few beers over here. I think it's been one of them days today. Been a long day.
Yeah,
it's been quite nice where we are.
Yeah, my day
in Leicester,
so.
England. So, but the reason we obviously got you on the show tonight, Stephen, is obviously I'm interviewing inspiring people that have actually inspired me personally. So I'd like to say what you're doing at the minute has inspired me to be more successful as a person. But your story so far, my friend, it didn't all start out that way, did it?
No. I actually grew up pretty poor. I wasn't privileged growing up. I didn't have a lot of opportunity, and so this is, as I've gotten older, I've made a name for myself, and I've made a journey for myself. That's for sure.
Yeah. So obviously when you started out, obviously when you was younger, what really inspired you to get to obviously to the success today? Who really gave you the inspiration to be the person you are today?
I would have to say my grandmother. My grandmother is an amazing lady. She's from the South. She's got a heart full of gold and also fire. She's one of those Southern ladies. If you know a Southern grandma, you don't cross them, but they're amazing, right? And my grandfather too. My journey in technology actually began when I was in preschool and kindergarten. My grandfather, he was a computer teacher. And so he had this really, really old Apple Macintosh computer. And I loved getting in there, playing the games. And I even took it a step further. Even as a kindergartner, I was tinkering with the operating system, digging into the files and trying to figure it out, And that kind of began my interest into technology. But, those are the people who really inspired me, when I was really young. And my programming journey actually began when I was in 5th grade, This is going to make a lot of people laugh, but I had a crush on a girl in 5th grade. And so I figured out how to make her a birthday cake website with like little pop-ups and everything. So you could click and like there's birthday cakes and balloons. And that's how I actually began to program. And I just didn't stop, as I got older. I was already kind of into the computers anyways, because my grandfather. And as I got older, I just kind of kept going and just progressed more and more. I never stopped.
Brilliant stuff. Obviously, you've got to a certain stage in your life now where, what I'd like to say is, you like the fist bumps in the air, like, yes, I've made it, I've done it.
Yeah.
Obviously, how did you get to the stage you was now? Like, so obviously you went into the technological side of things. Where did you go from there? Where did you learn all this information?
Yeah.
On how to get to the product that we're going to be talking about in a minute?
Right. So my journey, I kind of told you where like it first began. My young childhood and how I got interested in technology. When I was 15, I actually started college. I went to an early college high school, and it's a public charter school. So anybody has the ability to kind of get on a raffle and get into it. And I was one of the lucky people who was able to get into the school. And, I would walk across from my high school over to the college campus, sit at 15 years old, 16 years old, 17 years old with the college students who are like 20, 30, and I would take their courses, take the test, just be a normal college student. And, it's kind of funny because when I was younger, I actually wanted to be a lawyer and a judge. I didn't actually, like technology wasn't, even though I loved it.
Like Judge Judy.
Yeah, it was my hobby. Even though I loved it, what I aspired to be was a lawyer and a judge. So, the way I ended up in technology was I had a girlfriend at the time, and I kind of figured out, girls, they like, boyfriends with cars, and they kind of like, boyfriends with money. And, so I kind of figured out I need a job, right? So I actually...
I need the money.
Yeah, I needed the money, right? So, I've always been kind of an ambitious guy. But when I was about 16, I was like, okay, I need to get a car. I need the money. I need a job. So what am I good at? Well, at 16, I actually started my first business. And I started making websites for college kids. Because I had already been programming and doing websites since like 5th grade, right? I made it for that cute girl or that girl I thought was cute. So
Steve, that's pretty amazing though at that age as well.
Yeah.
Not many kids at that age could do that probably.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because even 10 plus years ago, you could go and get a free little website. Like you could get like your own little subdomain. I think it was like Freewebs at the time, freewebs.com. And so I got my little website and I did everything. But, when I was 16, I started my first business and I succeeded at making websites for college kids. I posted on Craigslist and KSL, which is like a West Utah, or it's like a Utah and / Western.
It's an advertisement page, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a classifieds thing. Yeah. So I posted on there and I got leads, and I just did it for really cheap. Like I made websites for like $100. And later in my career, I was able to charge like $5,000. But starting out, I had to, to build a portfolio, I had to start easy. And then that business went really well. I made some good money that summer. And when I turned 17, I just had this crazy idea in my head to slap it all on a resume and applied at a job at a company called Bluehost. And that kind of gave me the gateway to servers, internet, TCP/IP, you know, all the nitty gritty stuff that has to do with the internet and websites. And, you know, that kind of married with my programming technology. And I just kind of grew a tech career from there. I've worked for big companies like EMC, Oracle, which are giants. I mean, they're megalithic. If you've never heard of them, they're just as big, if not bigger, than Apple and Microsoft. They're just on the back end of the world. I mean, at EMC, I worked in the Symmetrics department, and fully loaded, a Symmetrics is $15 million. Like I literally did. I basically did the equivalent of like consulting / troubleshooting for any bank you can think of, any big bank, government entities, big clientele, like Fortune 100, Fortune 500, like the big companies. And I was solving their problems. I became what was known as the performance guru, a speed guru. So I would hop onto like these, what we called high severity calls. I would get on with like the executives of JP Morgan Chase, you know, for example, or, you know, AT&T, you know, or Pricewater Clearinghouse, Raytheon, you know, just different big companies. And I would speak to their executives, and I would pull in everybody who needed to be pulled in, you know, maybe a server guy or a switch guy or whoever, and we would all work together, and I would drive home the solution to the problem. And it was the coolest experience. Working at that company, EMC, was actually really cool. It taught me a lot, and I loved the people. I met lifelong friends there that I will always cherish. And then from there, I kind of, I had always kind of kept my website business and my tech business. And so I kind of did that, you know, at nighttime when I'd go home, or like I had a unique schedule. So I had some days off, and I would just build that. And then I got into stock trading. I got into stock trading first, and that was, you know, fun. For those of you out there who've ever tried stocks, it's slow and it requires a lot of money. And I didn't really like that. It wasn't my favorite thing, you know, coming from a poor background. I'm self-made. I had to make all my money. You know, no one handed it to me. I didn't have a dad who could give me anything, or a mom. My grandparents, they did well enough, but they're not rich. You know, they might be my inspiration, but they did the best they could. You know, I didn't get to start out with any advantages, you know, just my brain. And so from there, I went from stocks to actually finding IML one day. It's actually a little bit sad. So if I get a tiny bit emotional, you know, just bear with me. But
that's cool, man.
I'll keep it brief. I actually in 2016 had my best friend die. He overdosed on heroin, and it was a really traumatic thing for me. And so I kind of needed something to take my mind off of, you know, the sadness, you know, keep myself busy and productive, and not
motivated.
That trap, you know, that people can fall into when things get hard, you know. And so I
can relate to that.
It was rough.
I can relate to that,
you know,
personally.
and then after that, I had a suicide attempt in the family, and just one thing after another in 2016. It really beat me up. And anyway, so I found forex end of 2015, beginning of 2016. Was already trading in stocks. Poured my heart and soul into forex, mostly because it moved quick, so I could keep myself attentive. I could dive right in. It was always open. You know, stocks closes. The markets close on the NASDAQ and everything at like 5 p.m.
Obviously explain to people that obviously don't know anything about stocks.
Yeah,
and obviously,
so stocks are shares of companies. So you go research companies, their financials, their leadership, and all the different things. And if you think that company's worth something, you go buy a share of their company. Public companies, right? Not just any company, but public companies. You go buy pieces of them, and as that company does well, that stock share goes up in value. And so that's kind of what I was doing. And for forex, for those of you who don't know, forex, stocks is a billion-dollar market. Forex is a $5.3 trillion a day market. So it's
the biggest liquid market, isn't it?
Yeah, it's liquid. There's tons of money. Stocks, the markets close at 5 p.m. Eastern every day. in forex, they don't close until Friday at 5, and they open back up at Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and they don't close during the week. So I could spend all day and night pouring my heart and soul and everything, and I did. I learned from wherever I could. I researched YouTube, found groups. I helped some groups in this little Facebook niche make their websites, used my skills, learned whatever I could. And, miraculously, a lot of the knowledge from stocks actually carries over into forex, the patterns, technical analysis. So it was really easy to pick up for the most part. The harder part and this is going to, really be enlightening to a lot of people who don't know what I'm talking about. The harder part was mastering your mindset and your emotions, mastering oneself when things are moving like that, rapid fire. You can literally watch world economies move by the minute, it was what I needed at the time, losing a friend and going through so much emotional problems. It was what I needed. I needed that fast pace, like keep me busy type stuff. And so from there, I actually had the opportunity to work with a group called Gold Mines. It was 800 people when I started helping the founder of it. Pretty cool guy, very charismatic. I helped the founder of it bring it to about 10,000 people. We worked really hard, and we got a lot of traction. A lot of people joined, and things just didn't work out. As business partners, we in the end didn't really fit very well, and we had our differences, and so we parted ways. And last time I talked to him, he's doing well. We're on good terms. And, even though things didn't, initially end the way I wish they would have, things are, just fine now. And from there.
But Stephen.
Stephen,
things happen for a reason, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Through that group, I actually got exposure to 10,000 people. I was able to gather data, research, I got to see the psychology of people. I got to see what they struggled with, what they did well with. Like, I really did get a lot of good information. And what I decided to do was marry my skills and technology with everything I had learned about forex, because there's two key things I learned from interacting with tens of thousands of people. Two key things.
Yeah.
And the first one is that people struggle with finding entries. If you're new, it's because you just don't know how to find it. And if you're not new, it's most likely because you don't have the time to find all the entries. You might spend a few hours on a Sunday marking up a chart, spending your hours, trying to find. Right? The second key point that I learned: everybody needs and wants money. Everybody, right? It doesn't matter if you're the single mom, like my mom. My mom was a single mom who did the best she could. She had her own emotional demons, but she did what she could for me. It doesn't matter if you're like her or if you're a family with two parents and a lot of kids. In Utah, it's common to have like 7 kids. So you could be that kind of family. You could just be, a single person, just looking to make it. It doesn't matter. The point is, even if you're a rich investor, it doesn't matter. Everybody wants money. Everybody likes it, right? Or at least what it can buy you. So using those key points of data, like I said, I married my skills and technology with everything I had learned and decided to create a system to find entries. And that's literally what the web analyzer in IML focuses on. And it wasn't always called the web analyzer. I have a trading company that I don't really do much with anymore. It still exists. It's managed by a different business partner that he kind of does this thing with it now. But we called it something different. And the point of the software is that it finds high probability entry points. And that.
All right. So anyone. Sorry, Steve.
Go ahead.
So anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about here, I basically got involved in a company called iMarketsLive. It is a company that is that gives you an educational platform within forex trading. Obviously, if anyone don't know what forex trading, it's foreign exchange. It's exchanging between two currency pairs. For example, the US dollar against the Canadian dollar, Great British pound against the euro, or it's euro GBP. But what Stephen's obviously going to explain to us now, guys, is he's created a software within iMarketsLive. Now, this guy here knows his stuff. So, Stephen, if you'd like to obviously tell us about your product that your baby that you've produced.
Yeah, like I was saying, it finds high probability entry points, and it's unique because if you find a software out there, it's likely going to try to give you an entry, what we call a stop loss, and a take profit, right? So your stop loss is your target. If I want to buy in the market, your target is where you say, I think price is going to go here. And when it does, take my winnings and I'm done with the trade. And your stop loss, if you're buying, is where you say, look, if the market comes down here, just take me out of the trade. I lose, I quit, I throw in the towel. I'm going to try again next time, right? And then you reverse that for a sell. So most softwares, there's not a lot of good ones, and there's not really a lot of softwares out there, but most of them will, if they do exist, will give you that information. So I actually have a hobby of studying human psychology. And so I studied it for multiple years. And the one thing I found in the forex industry, another thing I found, I should say, was that humans naturally tend to blame other people for things that happen bad. They don't generally take accountability for themselves, right? If I hand you guys a trade right now and you guys lose money, naturally, you're going to blame me. You may not,
it's your fault.
Right. You may not be mad at me. You may not say any choice words to me, but you're going to be like, dude, it's your fault. You told me this, right? That's just natural. And so I saw this everywhere in the industry, whether it was someone getting signals, whether it didn't matter the company, right? Everybody's just, if you lose money, you blame. And studying human psychology, there's actually this natural evolutionary thing about humans where if we're placed under even just a small amount of pressure to perform for our own livelihood, we excel. We actually do really well. So in the web analyzer,
systems work, people fail, right?
Exactly. So in the web analyzer, I actually purposely programmed different mechanisms to flip the psychological switches to do with various things like accountability. And how it does that is you don't get a stop loss and take profit. You actually get to figure that out for yourself. And some people might think, wow, that kind of sounds scary. It's not, because we have people like David, we have people like Lee Allen, we have people like Sean or Ballet or multiple people who come out with these strategies, which I purposely designed the software so that people could be creative around it for this psychological purpose. We have these.
I think Davin's on tonight. He's watching live tonight. Davin's on here now. He's created a strategy, right?
Yeah. He's got like the current most popular strategy right now. And what happens is you use one of those strategies to simplify the process of getting those numbers you need to enter into your trading platform. Instead of them being given to you, you're accountable for each and every trade you take. We just simplify it for you. So we take out all the legwork. The web analyzer finds the high probability entry point. Then you take the strategy, simplify the process of getting your numbers, and boom. But what happens up here is now you're accountable and people win more. Yeah. It's I don't want to say magic or a holy grail, because, you know, past profits don't guarantee future results, and good results aren't always typical. Your results may vary, you know, but we've had some amazing success. Some people who really love the software and do quite well.
And crushing it.
Yeah, we have some people who do really well, and it's a lot of it's to do with psychology, because people are placed under that small pressure to succeed for themselves. It's not just about, oh, I took a signal, I'm going to blindly trust someone. It's about, look, I figured out these numbers myself using a simplified process and a powerful tool. I'm accountable for whether I lose or win, but that makes you win more. That's just human nature. Yeah. And so that's what I like to think of the genius of my product and of my software is I just want people to win. Look, I I didn't grow up rich. Like I said, I've been through so many struggles in life. Like I've been through nightmares people can't even like imagine. Like I've been through so much. And so my point of saying that is I know what it's like to be the underdog. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to not have enough money. I know what it's like to like go through a day where you just want to throw in the towel. Everything sucks. You feel crushed. You know, I've been there. I can relate to so many people, right? And I wanted people to be able to have something that helps them, but puts the power in their hands. Because the thing about signals is that the power's not in your hands. You're blindly trusting somebody else to do all the work for you. And then when you lose, there's nothing you can do about it because you didn't understand why the trade was taken. You didn't have any part in the trade's formation, in anything. You didn't get to say much more than, you know what, I'm going to use this risk management, which that's great. You know, for some people that works, but I think the web analyzer has proven on a mass scale that people like having the power in their own hands. People like that psychological switch flipped. People like the creative process. They like, you know, what we give with the web analyzer. And I couldn't be more proud, honestly. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when it first came out in iMarketsLive, everyone was like, "Whoa, what's this? What's this new product?"
Yeah.
And obviously, it was being trialed. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
people
Obviously,
didn't
in
trust
IML.
it at first. A lot of the leaders in IML, I was told, kind of were standoffish about it. I won't name names, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, you know." The way one of my business partners describes it is, you know, it's kind of like bringing a new manager into a company. Nobody really trusts him at first. Nobody really knows his intentions. Nobody really knows if what he's got's any good, whether it's knowledge or software or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I really had to hit the ground running and prove myself to leaders in IML, to the management, to customers. Above,
I think you've done that, my friend.
Yeah, I'm proud to say.
I mean, looking in the comments here.
Yeah.
Looking in the comments here, people have given you a lot of love.
Yeah.
In the comments, I mean, if we just scroll back, if we can.
Yeah, I've been watching. I mean, I take pride in being able to help the small person and the wealthy person, you know, and the big guys. You know, I take pride in being here for the people because I don't know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I make a difference. And, you know, if we're not making a difference in the world, what are we really doing? Because money's great. Don't get me wrong. You know, sitting on a yacht or going in, you know, a jet or, you know, sitting in a mansion, you know, having lots of money, going on expensive trips, that's all great. But if you're not making a difference for people, what are you really doing? Like, to all you marketers out there, if you're not teaching people and making a difference in their lives, what are you really doing? Well, because
what's the point?
People don't like to be sold to. Part of the secret to my success is I don't sell my software. I teach about it. I teach people how do you use it? What's the features, you know, different things, because that's all people want. Once you start teaching people, everything sells itself. So when you're mission driven, when you have your why, when you know what you want to accomplish and that cause is bigger than yourself, again, humans tend to succeed because think about it. If you're shot in the arm, if you have a why, dude, you're going to get up and you're going to do whatever it is that you're doing because that adrenaline is going to pump through your body and your mind is dead set on doing whatever it was you were trying to accomplish. If you're shot in the arm and you don't have a why and you don't care, you're just going to lay there like, ow, dude, I'm dying or I'm hurt or whatever, right? You're going to wait for someone to rescue you. It's, I mean, human psychology is so important. And so it's why I incorporate it. I mean, at the end of the day, this is my one goal. It's to tell the kids, tell the old people, tell everybody, hey, dreams do come true, just not the way the fairy tales tell them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you had not the greatest upbringing, and for me to understand it, it's like for someone like yourself to have the best upbringing and to still succeed in life and to get to a stage where you are today, that is powerful in itself, because it just shows to people that are probably watching this video now, or people that are not in a very good place at the minute, that seriously, you can turn things around, guys, and you can be as successful as you want to be if you allow yourself to do that in your mind.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. We have a saying in trading that trading is like 80% or 20% technical and 80% mindset, or 10% technical and 90% mindset. You know, different people say different things, but that's true in most of life. You know, if you want to be truly successful, it's your mindset that really matters more than anything. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to quit. I can't tell you how many times I've been defeated. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to throw in the towel on everything. Yeah, you know, but it's that why. It's that why that burns inside of you, that fuels you, right? It fuels you and it keeps you going. And I mean, guys, if you can
just to get back up as well and do it.
If you can develop that mindset to get up anyway. I mean, oftentimes the difference between the winner and the loser is the winner tried one more time, right? Thomas Edison, when he invented the light bulb.
Winner.
Exactly. The winner, right?
Yeah. We got it. We got something going there, Steve.
Yeah.
We got something going there.
Thomas Edison, when he invented the light bulb, he tried so many times. If he had just given up halfway through, we wouldn't have light bulbs. You know, if Tesla had given up, we wouldn't have all this amazing science behind electricity. If the guys who pioneered our lives in history gave up, we wouldn't have everything we have. You have to try one more time, and it's all in your mindset. It's all about how you perceive things. I promise. It's all about how you perceive things. I grew up as a pessimistic, negative guy. I grew up grumpy and sad and feeling sorry for myself. And the day when I turned 16 and started my own business, I decided I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to go make my life happen. I'm going to go get what I want. The day I stopped being pessimistic and tried to start being optimistic, the day I just switched my mindset around, it's literally when my life changed. Seriously.
Yeah.
Your mindset is so important. You know, thinking in a scarcity mindset is super common with people, especially people who come into this trading niche. Most people are raised to feel like you've got to get up and go to school for the beginning of your life and then go to a job, right? And you're conditioned for this 9-to-5 life, and you're raised to think that this is life. Like, I'm going to work for so long and then I'm going to try to retire on 40% or less of what I earned, right? We're conditioned that things in this life are scarce. You guys, there is trillions of dollars in this world. If you know what a trillion really means, you'll realize that this world is abundant. Resources are abundant. And to get money, think about it this way. This is all getting paid is. This is all money coming to you really is. Your value, your skills, your knowledge, your abilities, it's all your value. And your value is what you will get paid for, right? So if you increase your value, your paycheck increases. And all that really means is somebody said, hey, you're valuable enough that I'm going to transfer a piece of my wealth to you. When you buy a product, when you go to Walmart, all you're saying is, I find enough value in this thing, in this service, in this object, in this whatever, that I'm going to transfer a piece of my wealth over to the person who owns this service, this thing, etc. If you start thinking about it that way, it changes things. If you start understanding that trillions of dollars in this world, and a capitalistic society isn't perfect, it's got its flaws, there's some sucky things about it, but it means you also have opportunity. If you understand that the trillions in this world, all it really takes is having enough value for people with money to transfer a piece of their wealth over to you for your value, then you realize the world is abundant and all you need is to be more valuable. And guess what? Everybody has the same opportunities, at least in America, to increase your value. In other countries, don't give up. Do what you have to do. I mean, there are success stories greater than mine of people who do what they have to do to make it in life. I mean, it is what it is. Life is not fair. I wish I got dealt a better deck of cards, but I didn't. I had to make my own deck. You know, If
You had to make it happen.
Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, I had to make my own deck,
Yeah.
guys. Nobody pre-planned this for me. No one gave it to me. I didn't get to buy it this way, right? I had to go do the due diligence. I had to do what I had to do, right? I just
The thing is, Steve.
yeah.
My father, my dad, he always said to me, the best thing he says to me is, you only get out of life what you put into it.
Exactly.
And that is very, very true.
Yeah.
In what he says.
Yeah. The reaping and sowing concept, you know.
Yeah. I've got a few people that have commented.
Yeah.
Obviously, Davin said we're so lucky to have a genius like Stephen in our company. Sarah said the web analyzer kicks ass. I'm just trying to get. I love the software. It only works if you choose to apply the strategies accountability. It's just a few people that have obviously, like, you know, that have commented here on your creation, Stephen, and I take my hat off to you, mate, because if it wasn't for you, the web analyzer wouldn't be part of iMarketsLive.
Yeah, we actually
where do we go?
Somebody quit their job recently, or not necessarily quit their job, but they're living full time off of the web analyzer. You know, like it really. I love
something like that.
Yeah, I love getting people's messages saying, "Hey, I earned this money. Thank you." You know, I love hearing what people are doing for themselves. Like there was people that earned like $500 in South America, and that's a lot of money if you know much about South America. So they made a web analyzer cake, and then they celebrated. They sent us videos and everything. You know, I get messages from people saying, "Hey, you know, I was gonna quit in trading. You know, I was going to quit iMarketsLive, or I was going to stop trading, and I found your product, and my faith is restored, and I love it." I've had people message me saying, "Hey, I was going to get evicted, and I was able to make enough money to cover my rent." I've had people tell me that they were able to buy some cool stuff for them and their families. You know, it's the most amazing feeling to see the impact, the positive impact it has on people's lives. You know, it's so
globally.
amazing.
Yeah, it's happening globally as well now. People are obviously coming on board with iMarketsLive specifically just for your product.
Yeah, it's an international company, and so my product is an international kind of phenomenon. I mean,
it's gone global.
Yeah,
it's gone global, man.
Yeah, I mean, almost every country you can think of, and this has all happened in like the last 90 days.
It's gone mad, mate. It's gone mad, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's gone mad. I mean, we've grown the Facebook group, you know, facebook.com/group/IML Web Analyzer. We've grown that to almost 30,000 people in, you know, like 90 days. And it's generated the most testimonials in IMO's history, I've been told. It's incredible.
It seems that way.
It's incredible. Yeah. And, you know, it's kind of, it even surprises me some days, just because sometimes I kind of look, you know, and take a good hard look at everything, and I'm like, wow, I mean, that came from my head, you know, that came from my mind.
You have to keep pinching yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, but the goal is obviously to get it out there, you know. So anybody watching this, you know, if you're curious, you know, come find me, come find James, come find, you know, the Facebook group I mentioned before. Come see what we've got going on, and please, I mean, if it can help you, by all means, you know, come take part in it, because the goal, you know, like David's saying in the comments, you know, the goal is to enrich, empower, and educate. The goal is just to change lives, truthfully. So if you want to support me, come use my software, come be a part of the community. You know, if you want to support the cause, then come be a part of it. You know, it's amazing. People who,
and also, guys, you know, people that are watching this, you got to support yourself. You got to look after yourself in life, right?
Yeah.
But other people here, like Stephen, are giving people the opportunity to make that happen. You know, so obviously we've been on a little bit now, Stephen. I just want to say thank you very much for being on the Shaw Show. It's been an absolute pleasure, and you're an absolute inspiration to a lot of us within what we're trying to do in life. I wish you every success in your future endeavours and what you do. And obviously we'll speak to you soon, man. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, mate. People that are watching this video live, thank you very much for your comments. Thanks for the likes.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
please
everyone.
share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get the word out there. Let's show people what we can achieve as a community, as a great support. We obviously are going to do this as a recording as well for people, and for people to obviously share this video with as many people as possible. So if you're sharing in groups, guys, please get back to the person that invited you to this group, and we'll take it from there. If you want to get access to the web analyzer, you do have to be a part of iMarketsLive.
Yeah.
You do have to be in iMarketsLive to do that.
If you're watching this,
Stephen, any more things?
If you're watching this in iMarketsLive and you're already a customer, go to your back office, my profile, manage products, and you can add the web analyzer there. If you have any trouble, feel free to give support a call. If you're not in the company, like he says, get with somebody in iMarketsLive. Get with somebody who invited you to watch this video. I mean, we've got thousands who are loving it. So come join the fun.
Yeah. Guys, stop watching from the sidelines, seriously. Any of you guys that are watching from the sidelines at the minute and you're thinking, you know what, I'm not really enjoying my job at the minute. I'm hating the daily commute. I hate obviously the drive to work. I'm hating working for a company that doesn't respect what I do. There is people out there that are like that. I don't like working to a clock.
We have a guy living off of the web analyzer, and there might be more. There's just a couple of people who have come forward, you know. So I mean, results aren't typical. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but you know, some guy did it. Maybe you can do it too. Who knows unless you try, right, James?
Definitely, man, definitely. People, you've just got to sometimes in life take that chance, take the opportunity and grasp it with both hands, and just go for it. You're only here once, right? And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, at least you've tried. You know, Stephen here is a great example. You know, if something doesn't work at first, guys, just try, just keep trying. You know, you'll eventually get to where you want to be. Seriously. Stephen, thanks very much for being on the show, guys. Mate, and people, thanks for being on the show, for watching.
Thank you everyone for listening to my story, and thank you, James, for having me. Thank you, everyone.
Not a problem, my friend. So people, get back to the person that invited you to the group. Anyone that's watching this video, what are you waiting for? Seriously, get involved. IML, iMarketsLive, even the web analyzer. It can change lives if you put your mind to it. Okay, so have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you on the next episode of The Shore Show. Stephen Hooley, thanks very much, my friend. You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
See you later, everyone.